All right, hello everybody. Welcome to this week's Reps call. Again, I'm saying hi from Berlin in my apartment. I guess most of you are in house right now. I hope that everyone is doing well. I'm gonna say hello to who I see in the Etherpad and in the Zoom room. If you're watching us live on Ermo or YouTube, add your names on the Etherpad so we can know you're here. We have Jameson, Tim, Gasper, Harsil, Takeshi, Paul, Francesca, Melinda, and Hars. And who else do we have? We have Yamama, Venkat, Visal, and Harsil. Welcome everyone. I'm glad that you are all here. I hope that you are all doing well. I don't see any shout outs, so if you want to give a shout out to somebody who is doing an amazing work in your community, please do add that in the Etherpad, and I will give voice to it. We also have Lydia who is watching us. Hello, Lydia. And on today's call, Francesca has this idea of having this new initiative. We are going to start presenting and have some new reps saying hi to us, reps who have just started being onboarding. We thought it was a good idea to have them here in the call and say hi. So for now, the new reps are Stefania, Hars, Felipe, and Dumer. And I do believe that some of those reps are here to say hello. I see Hars. So Hars, do you want to say hello to the rest of the reps, and what are you interested in doing with Mozilla?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. And I'm really excited to for the onboarding process. And I'm looking to contribute in my local community and guide other Mozillians to contribute to Mozilla as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Hart, for joining. In the future, we will have more people joining and say hi in order to give a step for new reps to give some visibility. If you would like to say hi and you're not a new rep, that's totally okay. You can add your name there and say hi to the rest of the people who are on this call. On that note, I'm gonna pass the microphone to Paul. Paul is also a rather newish rep, but he's not new in Mozilla. He will talk about what is going on with the Firefox Preview world, and he's also gonna give us a demo. And because live demos always are success, Paul is gonna give it a try and do one for us. Paul, the floor is yours. Hey, Paul, you are muted.
Hi, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me now. My name's Paul. I'm normally seen helping out on the Sumo forums. I'm mainly focused on the Android products, and as was mentioned, I'm a rep now as well. I've been invited to talk about Firefox Preview, Mozilla's new Android browser, which has been undergoing some work for some time. There's been some developments recently. Now, before we get into that too much, to give you some background as to what's been happening, is you may all remember and hopefully use, if you've got an Android device, Firefox for Android. It's been around for some time now. It's been, for many people, their first experience of Firefox and Mozilla software. And for some of us, myself included, it's the way in which we've got involved in Mozilla and became a contributor. It's full-featured. It does an awful lot. It's a lot of customization options in there. But increasingly over time, there's more that we want to do with it. And at the present time, we weren't able to do that. And certainly a lot of the feedback that people were giving Mozilla, and certainly on support forums and on the Sumo community, is that it was getting a bit slow. It wasn't the quick browsing experience that people would expect from Firefox and from Mozilla. So a couple of years ago, some work was done to look at how it could be made faster. And the first major part of that was the release of a new engine at the back of Firefox called Gecko View. Now, Gecko View is much quicker. It produces a much smoother browsing experience. And we've been using it in various different apps for some time. It's at the back of Firefox Reality. It's at the back of Firefox Focus, and also the reference browser, which was released last year. There was a few articles around it on the internet that Tim might remember. There was a reference browser is a modular browser system that allows you or anybody that's interested in coding to build their own Android browser. But all that was building up to looking at what we could do with the main Firefox for Android product. That was, well, drafted. Lots of designs were put together. And the earliest versions were made available to people last summer in the form of Firefox Preview. Firefox Preview is much faster. It's a much slicker browsing experience. It's got a redefined interface, which I'm going to shortly demonstrate to you. What else did I say? It's available in nightly and beta at present time. Both are available on the Google Play Store for people to try. And certainly if you're using the nightly version, you'll see a few features well beforehand before it gets into beta. What I'm going to quickly do now is just share my screen. I'll give you a quick walk through what the interface looks like and what it feels like at the present time. Share desktop. Hopefully you can see Firefox Preview in front of you right now. Is everybody seeing that? Hope so. This is the new interface at the present time. We have got our top sites along the top. So we've got top articles, we've got Wikipedia, we've got Pocket Shortcut, we've got Wikipedia and YouTube. We have the ability to add tabs and search for stuff. So if I search for Mozilla, the page loads swiftly. I can then set that as a top site. And now have the Mozilla icon right there, which is giving me a direct link to that page. What is new in this browser is we've also got the ability to create collections. Collections are collection tabs that you've browsed previously that you may want to go back to. So imagine, I appreciate not many people are doing this right now, but let's imagine you're booking a trip somewhere or planning to organize some sort of a gathering. You can open up various different tabs and then save those to a collection. So here, if I'm going to save the tab I've got open, I'm going to keep, let's call it events. And that tab is now saved into a collection called events. I can then add, I know, let's search for, I don't know, meeting rooms, because I want to have somewhere to hold my event in. And I've got this website here, I don't know what it is, and I'm going to save that. Tracker. I'm going to save that to the same events collection. Now, if at a later date I wish to view those tabs again, I've got the collection there, and I can either open those individually, or a couple of tabs, I can open up all the tabs, make those available to use again. At the moment, there is only one add-on available in the beta, but as further to the add-ons blog announced last night, more add-ons have been made available in the nightly. At the moment, there's just uBlock Origin available. One of the nicest features, personally, is the ability to customize it with a dark theme. That'll not only customize the browser, but if I was to search for a page that obeys it, which Twitter will if I spell it properly, it'll dark theme some web pages as well automatically, giving you full dark theme browsing. Trying to think what else there is to introduce about it, really. It is a much quicker browser. I've been using it now for probably just over a year. I like it. The nightly version is my main browser every day. I wouldn't think of using anything else. It is much quicker. It comes with a private browsing mode, and you can add it as a shortcut to your desktop if you want to, so you can go straight into it. I've got the usual privacy controls I'd expect from Firefox. I've got tracking protection. I can clear history on exit. We have got accessibility options. We have got 2 levels of tracking protection. I've got control over site permissions. I've got control over telemetry. There is more to come at the moment. Like I said, the nightly builds available on Google Play do have more features in them at the moment than beta. Please appreciate that things may change. It is a work in progress. But at the moment, for example, I've recommended some features and I've had people come back to me and say it's being released the next day. Things are happening very quickly on this. In terms of the move from Firefox for Android to Firefox Preview and the way in which people are being moved across to it, nightly users of Firefox for Android are now using Firefox Preview. At the moment, the beta migration has started, and that is ongoing. The nightly migration was fairly straightforward, and hopefully the beta migration will be the same. When somebody is being migrated, there are clear screens in advance. There's a warning notification just to let people know that this is going to be happening. And at the point of migration, there is a full walkthrough of the new browser, a full first run experience with bookmarks and settings being carried across. Even top sites from Firefox for Android will appear as top sites in Firefox Preview. That's all I've really got to say, really. If people have got any questions about this, please drop me an email. I'll be in Matrix for a little while after this, if anybody wants to catch up for a chat. And likewise, if you want a hand on how I actually did project this onto my screen, more than happy to chat through that if that's something that you'll find useful for yourself and your communities and the meetings that you're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Paul, for sharing. Does anybody have any questions now for Paul? I saw Vishal was excited when he saw the demo. Are there any questions in the room? Otherwise, I will turn it to Etherpad to see if we have questions. No. There is a question. So collections are like bookmarks?
Collections are different to bookmarks. Bookmarks are a traditional bookmark as you'd see in Firefox normally or Firefox for Android normally. The collections are more of a collection of tabs. So they don't have the same permanence as bookmarks, but they allow you to collect together your recent browsing in a category. So instead of having lots of tabs open, you can say, I've had these ones open. You've got these open, you collect them in one place, and you can then open them in one place. One of the nice features I've found with collections is I can actually share that collection with Firefox on my desktop. So by clicking the share icon, I can send that entire collection of bookmarks to my desktop. So for example, let's say again, organizing a trip. I know nobody's doing that at the moment, but one day we will soon. I can collect all those bookmarks together. I can then send them using my Firefox account to my desktop, and all the bookmarks will open again in my desktop.
Cool. We have some chatting. Some people are asking some questions. I'm going to read them for people who are watching us on Ermo or YouTube. So Tim is saying that the migration from beta to preview went really smooth on his Android this week. That's really nice to know. Vishal is asking, is this available for us or is it still in development?
No, the beta and the nightly apps are available in the Google Play Store right now.
So Vishal, you can go.
Try. As with any nightly software, any pre-release software at Firefox, please file issues, raise bugs. If you see a feature in there that you'd like, please raise a feature request. That helps Mozilla make better software, or make better software even better.
Cool. Yeah, Mama is wondering, will be named Firefox eventually?
I have every expectation of this. I'm not involved in the branding or the marketing, but at the present time, yes, I'd expect it to have the Firefox name and branding as it does at the moment.
Cool. And then Takeshi has another question. Are Firefox for Android, Firefox Preview, and Firefox Focus maintained in parallel?
Yes, they are. They're all getting updates and fixes to an extent. The main focus at the moment is on Firefox Preview. That is the future of Firefox for Android. But naturally, any software that Mozilla makes available, there are going to be bug fixes and tweaks just to make sure, to keep it available for people. Like I said, once the beta migration is complete, then naturally at a later date, then the release population of Firefox for Android will be updated as well. then I'd expect a short time after that Firefox for Android to be deprecated. But at the present time, yes, the apps in the Google Play Store are available for people to use and to try and to make use of.
And last but not least, Vishal is saying, thanks for answering that, Paul. Oh, we have more questions coming in. This is very interesting. Is there any plan to bring Firefox Preview for iOS?
Very good question. I don't know the answer to that, but I will look into that and I'll come back to you. The main focus at the moment is on Firefox for Android. Mozilla's got a lot more ability to do a lot more work on that platform than we have with iOS, where things are a bit more locked down. But at present, the focus is on Android, well, Firefox for Android, and the future for that app. But I will look into the iOS question for you, and I will come back to you on
that. Tim, I'm not sure I understand the question. It says, will Preview also be available on later devices?
Older devices.
Older devices. Okay, sorry.
Wow, another good question. I believe Firefox Preview will only work on Android 5 and above. Obviously, the more recent the phone, more likely to have a better experience. I don't believe it'll work on on Android 4, just be Android 5 and above. And that's part of that is the technology at the back of it and the ability to better develop for it. So, for example, when the developers are building on it, they're using Android Studio. That only works for certain, only provide builds for certain versions of Android, and is a good benchmark for what is supportable at the present time.
All right. Are there any other questions? I'm just gonna wait to see if anybody pops up on the chat.
Great questions.
I don't see anything on the either part. I don't see anything on the chat. So thank you very much, Paul, for coming and presenting. You're a rep. You're welcome to be here anytime you want and have the time to attend. I know the timing might not be the best due to work these days, but if you also like to present any other time in the future, or if anyone else from the reps would like to present any time in the future, it just happened that I knew Paul was doing that for support, and I also invited him here. Do reach out to Francesca and I. We would love to have you presenting like Paul did today. Thank you very much, Paul. I'm gonna pass now on. Sorry, Paul, you were saying?
If we look at any other Android products in the future, more than happy to help out.
So Paul is your Android guy. If you're having any, by the way, if you ever happen to ask any kind of questions on Sumo forums and a Seburo guy is reporting, you just met Paul. This is Seburo. Yes, if you have any questions about Firefox for Android, usually it's Paul replying on the forums. Of course, there are a lot of other people, and so you have just met Seburo, a Sumo celebrity. And with that note, sorry, Paul, I know I'm putting you on the spotlight. We are passing to the open floor. So there is the Earth Day initiative, and I'm sure gonna send an email about it, but I would like for you to check out the wiki. Mozilla is participating on Earth Day, which is, I think, on the end of April. The idea was also to participate on marches that were happening for March for the Future. However, we cannot participate into those because all those have been canceled due to Corona. So there's some virtual initiatives and online initiatives that are going to happen. Go out and check the wiki. I'm also going to send an email. Kathleen Berger, who is leading those initiatives inside Mozilla, asked me to reach out to all of you, to volunteers about it. So check the wiki, and you'll soon receive an email about more information about this. Let's see what other we have. Oh, I think that's Takeshi with lovely MDN updates. Another online MDN translation event in Japan. So if you're interested about MDN translation, Takeshi has a solution. There is a link there about the MDN translation in Japan. It's going to happen on next weekend. Let's see. Oh, yes, I remember that website. So if you speak Japanese, I cannot obviously read this. Go and check this out. Help the local community that they are translating on MDN. And on that note, I'm going to say hello to Robin, Pratik, and Mohammed that have also joined us, and also Manzar. Apologies. And we have Philip, who is in the Matrix room and says hi. We also have some non-verbal updates, the usual non-verbal updates. There is a spreadsheet. It's about the community portal. We need to make sure that everybody is passing to the community portal before we decommission the reps portal. So do please add your names there. If you're a new rep, I've already made sure that you are there. If you are not a new rep, please do add, because Francesca will hunt you one day in your sleep. She's coming. And of course, we've talked about this before. The Telegram is no more. We don't chat anymore on Telegram. We have migrated to the Matrix room. There is no more bridge. If you're wondering why the Telegram room nobody has written, it's not because people are quiet. It's because they're not longer there. So do join the Reps Matrix room. There is a chat link there because there's no more longer bridge on Telegram. Thank you very much, Takeshi. If you're interested to see what the MDN translation event in Japan is looking into English, Takeshi has given us a link on what are the information in there. Thank you very much. All right. Does anybody else want to add anything to our lovely call today?
A quick question.
Yes.
Question from me this time instead of to me. With the Reps portal changing to the community portal, there's been some discussion around reporting. What's happening to that, and when is it going to change?
So one of the major features that right now do not exist on the community portal is the reporting feature on the Reps portal. And that is taking a big part of the Reps life. So we're trying to solve how it's going to happen in the future. That's why we have opened that conversation. So the idea is that until Friday, we're giving the people the time to understand how they're using reporting this time. And in order to create a stopgap solution, when we migrate, probably it's going to look a little bit flanky, a little bit hacky. And afterwards, we are going to try to put it on the community portal. But right now, it's not scheduled for the community portal, and we don't want to stop reporting because we understand it's important for reps. So that's why the council and especially SAPAS has started the conversation in order to understand how people are using reporting right now to create a stopgap solution and a better reporting system for the future.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? No, I don't see any other questions. I hope that everybody has a lovely weekend. This weekend is the Orthodox Easter. So if you are an Orthodox and you're celebrating, like my home people in
Am I late?
Oh, sorry. Hey, Umer.
Am I late?
Yes, you're a little bit late,
Sorry.
but you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm sorry. Maybe it's time difference. Sorry.
No worries. Go ahead and
Wrong.
let us know who you are.
Hello, I am Umar from Pakistan. First of all, I would like to apologize everyone that I joined call late. Just some confusion about time zone. I'm sorry for that. I joined Mozilla as an FSA back in 2015, student ambassador. Basically, my core area of contribution is in localization. I am contributing constantly from 2015 until now in localization, and I am student of MPhil computer science. I am studying MPhil in Pakistan here from Abdul Ali Khan University, and can I introduce, not introduce, but share some goals, my future goals.
Please go ahead.
Basically, we are contributing in localization only in Pakistan. So my aim of contribution is this, like expand the contribution area, like we expand our team into QA or and some other projects like QA or VR or somewhere else. Expand the contribution. Another thing is like our community. We had a community when there was Hassan. Previously, we had our rep Hassan. After he left, then there is like community is like deactivate or not working properly. So main goal of my onboarding period is to reactivate community through online sprints, or if possible, if coronavirus disease end, then arrange physical events and go to universities, various universities around Pakistan. And third goal is to add my language in. It's a long-term goal, not short-term. In other products physically, like physically, I mean, like there is a voice project, Mozilla Voice, I guess. There is a project to add my language into products like Mozilla Voice or Common Voice. These are some. I just really summarized because the call is ending. That's why I just not expanded or explained in detail. But these are some basic 3 goals for my that I have made for my onboarding period. Any questions or anyone want to ask something?
Nice to meet you, Omar.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you indeed, Umar. We're happy that you are here and you introduce yourself, and we're happy to see Pakistan community again reactivated. We are a little bit late in the call, so I need to close this. And usually we're a little bit like 2 minutes over, which makes me happy. But we don't want to overstress our the help we're getting from AVOps. So thank you everyone for being here today. Thank you very much for presenting, Paul, Umer, and Hars. Again, if you're an Orthodox Christian, happy Easter to you. Hope that you all, the rest of us, let's hope we have for a very nice weekend. I hope that you are all safe and wash your hands. Those are the recommendations these days. And see you all hopefully next week. Bye, you all.
Bye-bye.